Well, it's been quite a week. The numbers recently on the channel have been going absolutely, like, scarily high. Like, over 1,000 views on our Flag Means Death video. Kind of very scary. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. And also, almost at 300 subscribers, which never really thought that would ever happen. So thank you so much for all of your support and love and liking those videos. It really does mean a lot. So thank you so much. Another thing that really means a lot to me is Only Murders in the Building. This show has become part of me. I feel like it's part of my brain and heart. Let's jump straight into it. So what is Only Murders in the Building? For those of you who might not know, and I feel like this show has gone way under the radar for something this good. Without giving too much away, it is a murder mystery show streaming now on Disney Plus and Hulu, revolving around Oliver, Mabel and Charles, played by the amazing Selena Gomez, Martin Short and Steve Martin, as they continue their murder mystery podcast called Only Murders in the Building. They're suddenly flung into making a second season when Mabel is framed for the murder of the landlady of their New York City apartment building. They must prove that Mabel is innocent whilst also juggling so many of life's issues like family issues, relationship issues, career issues. There's so much going on in this show, however they pull it off expertly. But why do I love it so much? Why has this show become part of my personality? First up, the writing of this show is so good, and particularly it has the found family trope, which I feel like a lot of things do have, but not many shows like pull it off so well. Like, I feel like Star Wars does this really well, and as does Only Murders in the Building. The found family trope, oh my god, it makes me want to cry. The relationship that Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez all have, it really is something special, and the emotions that this show couldn't get out of somebody. Just from, like, a hug. There is this one scene where Mabel comes in and Martin Short and Steve Martin just, like, hug her, and the desperation there, it really does pull at your heartstrings. And I found that it's really weird that a show like this, a murder mystery show, can like create this many emotions around family and found family, which is such an important theme. Oh boy. And the relationships themselves in this show are so good, because a majority of them, apart from like one or two, but borderlining on one relationship in this show, apart from that, the rest are platonic love, and it's really nice to see that in modern media, because platonic relationships get forgotten a lot. This show is so heartwarming, and it gives off such big autumn, winter like vibes. It's got snow outside, everyone's wearing comfy jumpers. The music to the show is all jazzy, and oh god, this show feels like a hug, and you really need to watch this if you're in need of some comfort. And that's actually the most interesting thing I found about Only Murders in the Building, is that I'm watching this murder mystery show for comfort. I've kind of summed it up in my head that I don't care about the plot of this show, and I don't think that's a negative like feedback for the show. I don't care what's going on. I'm tuning in every week to catch up with my buddies. I'm watching to catch up and see what Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin are getting up to. This show truly does feel like one of those shows where you're just hanging out with the characters. And that's such good filmmaking, because you're allowing your viewers to just lose themselves in the media. And that is truly the highest form of praise for any narrative media. But even when it does come down to the murder mystery aspects of this show, they're done really well, because almost every episode ends with you thinking it's somebody completely different. They're like, who did it? Oh, I think it's this person. And then they just shoot you down straight away in the intro of the next episode. And I love that it keeps you guessing. It's not like you're in the first episode and you're like, ah, yeah, they did it. And then you get to the finale and you're like, whoa, what a surprise. No, like every episode's like, well, now you think it's this person, and it's so good, and I feel like I love that it keeps you guessing. And a light spoiler for like season 1 and season 2, but there's these amazing scenes in this show where, because they're making a podcast, they're sort of like sat around a microphone, but they write and produce these scenes so well, because like you get little chills when they're about to do a giant speech as they're all talking around the microphone. And I just love moments like those. That's really like my favorite parts of this show. Basically what I'm trying to say is the production of this show is way higher than it should be for a Hulu murder mystery show just directly going to a streaming service. And speaking of high level production, we need to talk about the music, because there's so much going on there from a storytelling point of view that we cannot not talk about it. And this is where Harry's going to go into filmmaking fan theory mode right now and sort of perhaps make up something that is not completely true. However, with the music, in season 1, a lot of the music is played on the bassoon. That's like a key instrument to the soundtrack, because the murderer of the show, and spoilers for season 1, is a bassoonist. They play the bassoon. But also, that character of Jan, she's very crazy. She's very, like, playful. And the soundtrack to season 1 is very playful. It's very chaotic. It's very upbeat, like the murderer. Season 2, the bassoon is almost completely gone, and it's replaced by like lower like tone keys and strings, which gives it this more plotting and scheming sort of vibe, and it has less of the bassoon because Jan's not really in this season. Which is very cool, because I'm not going to spoil who the murderer is, but the murderer's motive in this second season is a lot more plotting, there's a lot more scheming, there's a lot more going on underneath than there was in season 1. So the music sort of paralleling like the both seasons and what's going on screen, I feel is really masterful and really cool when you get to look back on it and be like, I see what you did there. That's really cool. And I almost forgot to mention that there's some amazing filmmaking going on here, including like split diopter shots, which are these amazing shots where there's two things in focus in one shot at the same time, which would have been done using a lens adapter called a split diopter, which has like an extra bit of glass, which allows everything to be in focus. However, I think this is being done digitally, which is probably what I would do anyway. But it's so cool to see this show just like using some really old school techniques that haven't been seen in so long. It's so cool. Like I think the last film I remember them being in is like Toy Story 4. It's just so cool. There's so many talented people working on this show. And of course, we've got to talk about the outfits, because every week on Twitter, I've been posting about the outfits and just raving of how much I love them. They're so good. And like, just because they're wearing like comfy jumpers and winter jackets, but also like they're really nailing and doing it subtly as well, that Agatha Christie Knives Out clue board sort of look, but they're not sort of like taking the piss. They're like doing it quite well and paying homage whilst also having their own identity, which we love to see. That's some amazing, like, thought out outfit design. And my last bit of praise is gonna go towards the cast. Everyone is so good in this show. Again, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, you own my heart. I would love to meet them. They're so amazing in this show, but also all of the supporting actors, from the detectives to everyone in the apartment of the Arconia has such good personality. My god, this show is perfect. Ugh, you have to watch this show. So that's Only Murders in the Building. Coming this autumn, if you're ever finding yourself lacking something to watch and you want those autumn comfy vibes, watch it. If you're looking for a great murder mystery show, watch it. If you're looking for something fun to watch this dang show. It's on Disney Plus in the UK and Hulu pretty much everywhere else in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in and allowing me to just gush about the stuff I love, because if it wasn't for this YouTube channel, I think I would drive my friends crazy. So thank you so much for watching and putting up with me and my antics. Please consider liking, subscribing, doing all that jazz, and let's see if we get to 300 subscribers by the time this video ends. Thank you so much, and before you go, can you do me one more thing? Can you just have a lovely day? Thank you.